Hi everyone, it's Trishna. Happy Saturday. How are you doing? Also, happy early Valentine's Day, or happy early Galentine's Day, or happy early Singles Appreciation Day. Tomorrow's Valentine's Day. That is why I am wearing red, and why I'm wearing a heart necklace, and why I'm wearing like pink. Can you see it? Pink and white striped socks. And yeah, happy celebrations and all of that. So, going with the theme of Valentine's Day and love for tomorrow, what we're going to be talking about today is how to use the tarot to find love or to enhance the love that you already have. Now, in order to use the tarot in that way, you don't need to buy your own tarot deck. You don't need to know how to read tarot yourself. You don't need to get an app unless you want to get an app. You don't need to be psychic. All you need in order to use the tarot to bring love into your life or to use tarot to enhance the love that you already have is yourself, a journal, pen, and an internet connection. That is all that you need. All right, so before we get into how to use the tarot to bring love into your life, I want to talk about some background so you can really understand why what I'm going to share in terms of the how is so important. Okay, so first of all, when I started my law of attraction journey, like when I first found the law of attraction, my life was actually in a really good place. I just wanted to enhance it. I just wanted to boost it. I tried visualization, I tried vision boards. They didn't really work for me. It's really not my personal manifestation technique. Each person has their own style, and it turned out that it wasn't my style, even though I really wanted it to be. So, anyways, I dropped the law of attraction for a little while. And then I started hitting the love realm of my life. I started getting to dating phase. Was in a relationship with somebody that I really loved. We've been together for a few years, but things were starting to get a little bit rocky between us. And somehow the law of attraction started to come into my life. I guess my energy or my vibe was drawing it in. I attracted it back into my life. And this time I got a lot more serious about it. I didn't just do the secret version that I had learned about before, which is kindergarten law of attraction. It's watered down law of attraction. It's very important. I love that movie. I have no disrespect for that movie. It was my first introduction to all of this. It is wonderful. If you don't know what the law of attraction is, I highly recommend that you do watch that movie because it is a great entrance into that world. But if you really want to start mastering it, if you really want to start getting your results, you have to dig deeper. You have to become that master. You have to really study it and you have to put in the right kind of effort. So around that time, I had brought law of attraction back into my life. I was wanting to improve the relationship that I currently had. And so I started working and mastering the law of attraction. Now, what ended up happening was I got caught in this loop of my relationship isn't working out. And then, after that relationship happened, I got into other ones, and each time, and I went through a lot of relationships, I guess, and a lot of breakups as a result, always trying to use the law of attraction to bring in real love or bring in a long lasting love or make whatever issues were going on in our relationship work out. And so I kept getting stuck in this mental cycle of, I don't know what my limiting belief is. Why isn't this working? What is the block that is holding me back? Because if I could just find that block, I would know how to work on it and I could bring in the love that I'm looking for. So, what I'm going to teach you today is how to use a tarot without having to, again, learn how to read tarot yourself or get an app unless you want to, or be psychic or anything like that. I'm going to show you how to use the tarot to help you find your own blocks and your own triggers so that you can work on them and then draw in the love that you are looking for. All right, so that's point number one. The second point is triggers. So, in the spiritual community and also in the law of attraction community, there was a phase, and I think it's still there to an extent, depending on who you're following in the law of attraction community, where being negative or having negative thoughts was seen as a bad thing, something that you shouldn't do, something that you should sometimes fear because it will create negative things in your life, something that you should avoid. And as a result, people started thinking that they were happy or like trying to convince themselves that they're happier than they actually were, and they were burying down those negative thoughts, those negative beliefs. And it turned into this mentality of triggers are bad. Now, I'm going to put a little bit of disclaimer. In certain situations, yes, triggers are bad. If you have dissociative identity disorder, or maybe even bipolar disorder, I think it affects them as well. Yeah, then triggers, being triggered is like a real thing. Like it's actually something that you need to work through in a different way, and I don't know much about that. Or if you are somebody who gets triggered and then you get angry and then you physically hurt other people, then yeah, triggers for you is something that you need to work on a little bit differently. But in a general sense, triggers, emotions like anger, sadness, worry, those things aren't truly bad. In fact, that is where your power really lies. And if you want more information on that, you can watch my video that I did a couple weeks ago around how to use your triggers to your advantage. And we're talking a lot about that in this video as well, but if you want more of that bigger picture and even more explanation, I recommend that you watch that video too. But emotions, even the ones that we deem as negative, are important. When we are angry, it means that somebody has maybe crossed a line with us and we are feeling the need to protect ourselves and to act out of strength. If we feel sad, then maybe somebody has mistreated us. We're being shown that something about what's going on isn't really right. So these angry, sad, worried emotions, these emotions that we usually deem as negative or that we run away from because we feel triggered and we don't want to feel that anymore, we just want to feel the positive so we can manifest positive. Those negative emotions are valuable as well. And it's important not to dwell in them because that's when it becomes toxic. That's when it becomes an addiction. We can get addicted to negative thought patterns. We can get addicted to misery. If we dwell on it, then yes, then it becomes bad. But if we feel it and we learn how to process it and use it to our advantage and understand how powerful it is for us to be able to manifest what we want, then actually it's kind of a good thing and something that you shouldn't run away from. So those are the two background pieces that I wanted to share with you, which is we're going to help you identify your blocks, and blocks are not a bad thing. They're really, really powerful if you know how to use them, and they will both help you find the love that you're looking for when we combine it with tarot. All right, so getting into the how. So you can do this with a tarot video, or you can do it with any video where somebody is giving you a reading, or any video where maybe somebody's talking about love and their opinions on love or how to find love or anything like that. But we're going to use tarot because I think people really like tarot. They gravitate towards tarot. There's a lot of tarot videos out there for you to bring into your life. We'll talk about that in a second. And yeah, this is how I identified a lot of my blocks. And so I'm thinking from that perspective. Of course, you can adjust this as you need to, but start here because it was really helpful for me. Okay, so the first thing that you want to do, hold on, actually, I feel like I maybe missed something. Okay, yeah, you can find a tarot video on YouTube. That's why you need the internet connection. Or if you want to find an app where you can get a tarot reading for free, you don't have to pay for any of this. Where you can find an app that maybe is a free app that will give you a reading for free on love or something like that, and just pulls out the cards. Then you can use that as well. Okay, so the first thing is go to YouTube and start looking up tarot love videos. Now, when you look for the videos, you can go by your sign. You can go by your sun sign, your moon sign, your rising sign, your Venus sign, whatever sign that you want. But I would also ask that you go to the titles or go to the clips or like the thumbnails. No, go with the titles. Go to the titles that draw you in, or go to the video that just seems to attract you, even if it's not your sign, even if it doesn't seem like it's for you. Just go to the one that you naturally seem attracted to. Or if you're just scrolling through your YouTube feed, you might see certain ones pop up just on your YouTube feed. If you're subscribed to any of those, go ahead and pick one of those that you want to pick on. You're just kind of inspired to go after, or you're just like, I'll just pick this one. It can be random, it can be what you're drawn to, it can be your sign, it can be from any time period. You don't have to pick one that's like this month, February 2021. You can pick one that's from an older time period. It doesn't really matter. Basically, what you're trying to do is find a video that you are gravitated towards because that is what you're attracting into your life. So you do that. All right, let me make sure I didn't miss anything. Also, I have tarot videos on my channel. I used to do tarot readings on my channel. On my YouTube channel, it is Trishna Temple of Transformation on YouTube, if you want to check out any of those. Again, the time period doesn't really matter. I haven't done a tarot love video in at least a year, maybe longer, I think. So again, the time period doesn't really matter. You just want to go to one that really gravitates to you or calls to you. Okay, the next step is watch the video. And as you watch the video, reflect on what is going on with you. So you're listening to the video. Do you feel good about it? Do you feel negative about it? Is it a positive reading or is it a negative reading that's going to tell you that something's going to work out or something is not going to work out? I have something else that I know I didn't write down that just came to mind. It'll come back. Okay, so as you're watching the video, how do you feel? Do you, when you watch it, you're just like, this isn't really resonating, and you want to click off because it kind of feels like a waste of your time? If that happens, if it really doesn't resonate, and you're just like, this person's talking about stuff that I don't even get, it doesn't make sense, the reading isn't accurate, the reader isn't accurate, because it's not resonating with you, then click off of that video and go find another one and re-find, like, try to reattract it. So pick a random one, pick one that you're drawn to, repeat step one, which is like finding the video in the first place, and then try again. Essentially, you want to find a video where it stirs up some kind of emotion in you. It's a positive reading and you feel really good about it, or it's a negative reading and you really don't like it. And so observe yourself as you're watching this video. How do you feel? How do you think? Do you agree with what they're saying? Are you getting mad at the reader, saying, oh, you're not accurate, you're wrong? Like, my relationship is going to work out. It's not going to be like a breakup, like you're saying it's going to be a breakup. Is it really positive? And you're just like, no, like all the readers have been saying that everything's going to work out for me. And like, obviously, this isn't right because it hasn't worked out. It's been a year. So your reading's wrong because it's too positive. Like, how do you feel? What's coming up? What triggers are you feeling? And then you want to take that journal and that pen and you want to write down what's going on with you. What did the person say? What did the reader say that brought up that trigger? And what emotions are you feeling as a result? Is it anger? Is it sadness? Are you worried? Do you feel insecurities? And you want to write those down. And you want to reflect on why you might be being triggered by that. Do you, if you're feeling insecure, if you're feeling worried about your relationship, if you're feeling like, oh my gosh, what if this reading is right and they break up with me? Where is that fear coming from? Does that maybe indicate that you have some insecurities about your current relationship and whether it's stable or not? Do you fear somebody breaking up with you? Your partner breaking up with you? Did you have a recent fight and that feels to you like your relationship is now in question and it makes you feel a little bit uneasy about your current relationship? So just analyze how you feel because the reading is going to basically make you aware of the triggers, of the blocks, of the limiting beliefs that you may have that you don't normally notice. But because you're watching the reading and it's somebody telling you your future, even though it's a general reading, but it can feel very personal sometimes, they're telling you something. How you feel in response to what they're telling you is going to be a great indicator of areas of yourself that maybe you have some shadows on, some blocks on, limiting beliefs, that once you start resolving, you will be able to free yourself of that. It no longer will limit you, it no longer will block you, and you can draw in love significantly faster, significantly more smoothly. You can resolve the situations that maybe you have, and things will start ending up going better for you in your relationship or in bringing relationships to you. Okay, so I do want to mention one other point. I did say that when you work on your blocks, it'll bring things towards you faster and more smoothly. I want to just say about the more smoothly part, not always. Sometimes things do get worse before they get better. So there have definitely been situations where I was trying to bring in a more positive experience, and what ended up happening was me and my partner got into a big fight that then shifted the conversation to where it suddenly became positive after that. What I manifested was came about after the fight. So sometimes things are not going to show up as smoothly. You just have to understand that everything is on your path, everything's working out for you, and that chaos or fights along the way are not bad. We attribute value to what happens. We think that a fight is bad when it could just be the way to clear up resistance between you and your partner, and then that's the pathway that opens the doors for everything. So yeah, I just want to throw that in there. Okay, so now you've watched the video, one that was called to you, and you've analyzed how you feel. You reflected on what's going on with me when I hear what this person is saying. What do I think? What do I feel? And you've started to think about how that applies to you in your life. If you're really honest with yourself, you're feeling insecure because of what this person said. Where is the insecurity maybe coming from within you? What do you maybe need to resolve within yourself? Okay, so now you have a list of things that may be limiting you, that may be blocking you. So what do you do next? Now you need to release them and work on them. So there are a few different ways to do this depending on your style of manifestation. For me, I recommend that you watch my videos in my Law of Attraction playlist. I looked it up. It is videos 3, 4, and 5 in the Law of Attraction playlist. So you can go to my playlist page and find the Law of Attraction playlist, Or even easier, go to the homepage on my YouTube channel, and it's the second row of videos on the homepage. It's a law of attraction playlist, and you'll see 3, 4, and 5. It's basically how to heal your emotional and energetic blocks. So that is my particular process. It's where I make peace with things as they are. I make peace with my insecurities. I make peace. If I'm worried that me and my partner are going to break up or we're never going to be able to move past something, I will make peace with that reality. I'll make peace. I'll be like, we may break up and that's okay because we may never overcome this hurdle and that is okay because. And then I use logic, similar to the logic affirmations video that I did last week. I use logic to help me make peace with the opposite of what I want. That is what works for me because for me, all right, we're getting into a little bit more. Okay, so whenever you're trying to manifest something, everything has, they say that there's like two ends to the pole because we live in a dual reality where there's a lot of polarization. So there's the reality, there is you having what you want and the lack of what you want. So what I do is I remove the charge around not having what I want. Once I remove the emotional charge around that, once I've made peace with this being okay, that emotional charge makes that version of reality just drop. And the only thing left is a reality where everything that I want exists. And that is why that works so quickly for me is I just remove the charge of this and bam, all that exists is this, and it happens really fast for me. But everybody has their own process. So if you're looking for a very in-depth process and you want to try mine, I recommend watching videos 3, 4, and 5 in the Law of Attraction playlist. But work with what works for you. For me, visualization didn't work out for me. But for you, it may be super powerful in helping you bring into your life what you're looking for. For you, it may be affirmations. For you, maybe acting as if. I actually like acting as if as well. So that's another good one. For other people, it may be creating a vision board. And for others, it may be doing your own version of shadow work. And for others, it may be using magic and using candle work and things like that to help you draw in what you're looking for or help you release whatever blocks you were trying to release. So use your personal method. And again, if you don't really know what your method is, go ahead and check out my videos, 3, 4, and 5, Law of Attraction playlist, and that will at the very least get you started. But it works. It works for everybody, but not everybody's willing to do it. But if you do it, it will work. I'm telling you. Okay, so that is how you basically use tarot to bring in love or enhance the love that you have. You go watch a video, one that you're drawn to. You go listen to that video. That video showed up in your life for a reason. You picked it for a reason because it is reflecting back to you something that is going on within you. So you watch the video, you reflect on how you feel. If you feel really great, if you feel really awesome, you may not really have any blocks right now. You just keep doing what you're doing. But if there's something negative, if there's something that worries you or scares you, then you have a little bit of work to do. And now you don't have to go around trying to figure out what your block is or your limiting belief is. There you go, it's in that video. And then once you've worked on those, go find another video. Keep doing that, and love is going to come into your life. And then we've also talked about different ways on how you can work on those blocks. And again, I have those videos if you're looking for those ways. Okay, now how to up level your bringing love into your life. So you've done this with tarot now, but there are ways to like really help you up level that and really find all those little crooks and crannies, nooks and crannies where you might have blocks or limiting beliefs. So one thing that you can do is assess your strengths and weaknesses. So if you were to really reflect on your past relationships, where might you have had some strengths and weaknesses? Were you able to open up and share your feelings and what was going wrong in a relationship? Or did you maybe keep it to yourself? Or did you maybe keep it to yourself because it was easier to hold a grudge? Or because you didn't think you didn't think the other person would listen to you? Or maybe because you didn't think what you had to say was important enough? Or if you maybe thought that their needs were more important to yours? Whatever it is, those are really important keys to what you need to work on, how you need to grow on your journey if you want to really find a love that's going to last. Because if you don't work on these things, you may bring in relationships. But if you don't believe that you are worthy of being able to share what's on your mind, then you're just going to attract partners who always treat you like you're not worthy of sharing what's on your mind. And those relationships, because there'll be such a big imbalance in the energy, eventually they're probably going to split up, or you're going to be in a relationship that just does not satisfy you. So these blocks, like being really honest about your strengths and weaknesses, and maybe where you run in a relationship, even if you don't physically run, where are you running inside? where are you hiding from the relationship or from your partner inside? Those are going to be really, really powerful to you growing as an individual, growing spiritually, and being able to grow to accept a love that you truly deserve. So assess your strengths and weaknesses. Also think about past relationships or your current relationship. Where are the triggers there? What upsets you? What habits did you not like that you wish were different? What qualities did they have that you didn't think were kind of like deal breakers for you? What issues did you have? How did they get started? How were they resolved or not resolved? So those are all also keys that you might want to work on to help you grow and help you attract relationships that don't have those same issues and have the strengths of the relationship that you wanted still there, still intact. And then also the world is a mirror of what's going on inside. So any kind of feedback that you're getting from the world is also really valuable as well. Feedback is one of those things that I also used to look at as kind of negative too, as like, oh, I'm doing something wrong or oh, I'm not good enough. But I've really learned that feedback is actually one of the most powerful things because it's not necessarily a reflection of you and your capabilities. It's really just a reflection of how you're vibing right now. So if you're getting some kind of feedback from the world, like, well, you probably can't find love because of XYZ. XYZ could be completely wrong, but you're getting that into your life. You're getting that kind of information for a reason. Maybe you are not, maybe you don't have, what's a good example? I can't think of one right now. Maybe somebody says that you're too selfish or you're too picky. Should we go with picky? All right. So somebody says that you're too picky in a relationship. Well, maybe that's not actually true. Okay, I can't think of a good example. We're gonna skip this. Okay, but there may be XYZ quality that somebody is saying that you have that you don't actually have. But for some reason, they think that. So maybe you don't have that quality, but you fear having. Okay, we're gonna be spoiled. All right, good. Okay, so maybe somebody says that. Well, you're too spoiled for a relationship. Okay, you may not actually be. Okay, you may be spoiled, and if so, maybe you want to address that in yourself. Are you okay with that? Are you spoiled? And do you have concerns about that? Because if you have concerns about that, you're going to find a partner or you're going to have trouble finding a partner who will love you for being spoiled. But if you are spoiled and you like that about yourself and you don't have concerns about that, or you have them and you work on them to where you love that aspect of yourself, you're going to find partners who want you to be spoiled and love that about you. So you can take that feedback, and it doesn't mean that you have to change who you are, it just means you have to change how you see that aspect of yourself. Maybe somebody says you're spoiled, but you're not spoiled at all. That doesn't resonate as true for you. But maybe you have fears that you are being spoiled, and that's why you don't ask for anything. Well, now you know to address that because that's coming up for some reason. So the feedback itself is not a reflection of you, but it is a reflection of your feelings towards that topic. And that is going to ultimately determine what you're bringing into your life or what you're not bringing into your life. So use feedback not as a personal this is about me. Just use it as like, oh, okay, I'm somehow vibing something around this. Let me go deeper and figure out what it is. And that way I win. Because when I work on it, I will get what I want. Okay, so yeah, don't let that kind of stuff bring you down. Use it as your advantage. Use it as the use it as the powerful piece of the puzzle that it really is. Okay, and then that's how to up level. If you want to up level one more time, start working on your strengths and your weaknesses ahead of time. So this isn't love related, but it's career related, but I think it will give you the general idea. So I started a new job in 2020, so January 2020, and I got the offer letter a couple months before then. So I had 2 months where I was just like, okay, I have certain goals that I want to achieve in this career. There's certain things that I want to learn, certain things that I want to master, certain things that I want to be better at, and there's certain goals that I want to achieve, certain ways that I want to be seen. So the job is in sales. And so I want to be seen as somebody who's really, really good at their job, somebody who's very knowledgeable, and there are certain skills that I really wanted to learn. Like I wanted to learn how to be more of the hunter sales because I'm good at the farming, but not so good at the hunting. If that doesn't mean anything to you and you care, put in the comments below that you want to know more about that. If you don't, I'll just skip over it because it's not like spiritual related. Anyways, I knew that I had this job coming up and I knew that I had certain goals that I wanted to achieve and I knew where my weaknesses were. And so what I did was I worked on those in advance. I was like, okay, I know this role. I know probably what I'm going to need to overcome. I know where my hurdles are. I know where my weaknesses are in order to achieve this. I know how I want to be seen. And I thought about who do I need to be the kind of person who has achieved this, learned this, hit this goal, is seen this way. Who do I need to be? How do I need to grow? And I worked on those things if they were my weaknesses, if they weren't already my strengths. And it turned out really great because 3 months into my job, I ended up landing one of the biggest accounts. I don't know why they selected me, but I essentially almost got a raise, or I did get I did get a raise. Okay, I did get a raise when I really think about it through that account. So yeah, like planning for things in advance is the next way to up level. So okay, I shared everything I want to share. I'm just gonna summarize everything because I think it was a lot of information. Okay, so if you're wanting to draw love into your life, or even abundance, you can go look up career readings or finance readings on tarot and do this for that area of your life as well. But if you're looking to bring in love into your life or to enhance the love that you want, go find a tarot video that you are drawn to, that calls to you. The title speaks to you, it pops up, and you're like, I should watch that. Go find a video that you're drawn to. Watch that video. Observe, is it positive or negative? How do I feel? Do I feel positively or negatively? Do I feel angry, worried, sad? Why do I feel that way? What are they saying that's making me feel this way? Then reflect on that, go a little bit deeper, and figure out how you relate to this. I feel insecure from this video. Where might I be insecure in my relationships or in my relationship? And then work on those blocks in whatever method that works best for you. And that is essentially what you need to do. Then if you want to up level, then you want to assess your strengths and your weaknesses. You want to look at past events from your previous relationships and what triggered you there or what didn't get resolved there that you're still holding on to. And you want to use the world as feedback for not feedback on who you are, but feedback on how you're vibing. So you can adjust it to bring in what you want. And finally, if you want to up level times two, or up level on top of the up level, so it's like squared, then assess what's coming up. So if you know that you're going to be in a relationship, you've met somebody and you guys are starting to like do more than just text and it's starting to become more and more dates, then start picking up on how do I need to grow? What am I already picking up on that I would like to improve on? And kind of like just clear out the blocks early on. Like just nip things in the bud from the beginning so that you don't have to deal with them as the relationship progresses and as the two of you grow together. So that's what I have to share with you. I hope you guys have a wonderful Valentine's Day tomorrow, or a wonderful Galentine's Day tomorrow, or a wonderful Singles Appreciation Day tomorrow. Or if you're not going to do anything at all, then that's great too. Just hope that you have a really good Sunday. And I will see you in my next video.